Hey guys, hope you're all doing very well. So I have another spooky story lined up for you tonight. I know I did one maybe about a week ago now, but that was alarm-packed to the main event because I knew that this book would be arriving. So this here is called Slappy, Beware. And I was listening a few months ago to a podcast called Armchair Expert that I really like. And there was an interview with R.L. Stine, and I was like, oh my goodness. I remember Goosebumps. And you know what's really funny is when you're a kid, you don't really think that these are real people behind books and the things that you like. So it was a very interesting episode, and he mentioned that he'd be coming out with a new book, so I was like, I gotta hop on that. So it has just arrived, and we'll be reading some of it, not all of it. It is still fairly thick, and you guys are gonna have to let me know if you want to see other installments. So before we get started, let me read you the back. It says you're in for a scare. Right here. You're in for a scare. The untold true story of the world's most villainous dummy. In the Goosebumps universe, there is no villain more feared than Slappy. Endowed by his magician creator with devious powers, Slappy has only one mission in his tiny, deranged mind. Do evil every day, all day. That's the programming of some people as well. But he may have met his match in the Carlton family. Each of Slappy's attempts to ruin their lives ends in disaster, and the dummy starts to panic. Will Slappy's scariest day yet bring an end to his reign of terror? I don't know if you can see this also, but it's got these, it says on the cover, and it's pretty cool graphics. So guys, it turns out that reading on camera is surprisingly difficult. Who knew? And when I was reading the other story, I wanted to get a little bit of practice in, because I really do care about getting better. So let's crack this open. And again, cool design. You guys know I like that. Let's see. Slappy, beware. And the Goosebumps Hall of Horrors here. That was like such a New York accent. I said horrors. I don't know where that came from. So this is dedicated to Jane Stein, Joan Warisha, and Susan Lurie, the brains behind the screams. Clever. That's very clever. Nice little bump there. So guys, let me start by reading the introduction. But it says R.L. Stine here, everyone. Readers, beware, you're in for some special scares. I don't usually get to introduce my books and say hi to you, but as you can probably tell, this book is a little bit different. Yes, it's a hardcover book, and you will find illustrations inside for the first time ever. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't realize that. I don't know why. I guess I just always assumed any book I would read as a kid had illustrations, but, maybe I was just a connoisseur of books at that age. Let's see. That's because this is a special collector's edition. This book marks the 30th anniversary of Goosebumps. Oh my god, I'm old. 30 years of ghosts and ghouls, screams, howls, twists, and surprises. was part of what they were talking about on the podcast episode that I listened to. And let's see. How many have you read? I've read a lot. Of course, we couldn't have this celebration of scares without one character, Slappy, the evil dummy. How did Slappy come to life? I'll tell you that story in this book. Why is Slappy so evil? I'll explain that too. And I'll tell you what the worst day in the evil dummy's life. Yes, that day would be Slappy's last day alive on Earth. The end of Slappy forever. Can you stand it? I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Let's start the story. There is one of the illustrations. I guess that is the creator of Slappy. And let's see, part 1, 200 years ago. Where did Slappy come from? What brought him to life? There are so many stories and legends about Slappy's origin. Some say that an evil magician carved him out of wood from a haunted coffin. One story goes that he escaped from a puppet factory in Cincinnati. Something about that is so on brand for Cincinnati. Another legend says that the ghost of a 10-year-old boy lives inside Slappy's head. I'm not sure about those stories. I think the story I'm about to tell you is the true one. Go on. Slappy's story starts 200 years ago in a tiny village in Europe. So let's head there, to a cottage at the edge of the deep woods. That's where you will meet Darkwell, the puppet maker. I mean, guys, come on. Like, the guy's name is Darkwell. Like, he can't be up to anything good. Just by, like, name alone, the reputation should kind of come with the territory that he'd be making evil puppets. He is also a sorcerer. Oh my goodness, just like someone should keep an eye on what this guy's up to. Darkwell is going to cast a secret spell. A spell that will change so many lives as it travels through the centuries. What is this mysterious spell, you may ask? What is the curse that's been kept secret for 200 years? Be brave. Be patient, readers. Let me tell you the story. Okay, so, chapter 1. Flames crackled in the fireplace. They sent shadows leaping and dancing over the walls of the small cottage. Outside, the wind moaned, shaking the glass with the windows and whistling through the cracks in the thin walls. Feeling a chill, Ephraim Darkwell pulled his gray robe tighter around him. The old man's hood fell over his forehead, covering his long, white hair. He leaned over his workbench, his hand moving a knife quickly, smoothly. Darkwell's deep gray eyes locked on the rounded piece of wood he was sculpting. Ahead, he rubbed his thumb over its scalp, brushing away a splinter. He worked the slender wooden eyelids up and down. The face was nearly completed. Darkwell knew he had little time to finish. He had heard the rumors, the talk in the village. He had explained to everyone that he was a simple doll maker, a builder of puppets. I'm guessing that they are already onto him. Let's see. Clue number 1. The guy's name. Clue number 2. Oh, by the way, I'm a sorcerer. Nobody worry, guys. I'm not up to anything evil. But the superstitious villagers didn't believe him. They're already onto him. They spied on him from the woods behind the cottage. They watched him through the cottage windows. Somehow, they had learned the truth. Darkwell was no simple puppet maker. No kidding. left alone to build his creations and explore the magic he had learned. He meant the villagers no harm until yesterday, when Darius Corbin, the chief constable, burst into the cottage, grim-faced and wheezing in anger. That moment, Darkwell knew his peace had ended. Oh, is he gonna take it out on these guys now? You and your nephew must leave, Corbin boomed, banging his cane against the floor with each word. That's intimidating. You are not wanted here. Your evil magic has frightened everyone. Darkwell bowed his head. I am a simple doll maker, he said. Corbin smacked the cane hard against the wooden wall. His cheeks reddened above his gray beard. Your lies cannot protect you, Darkwell, he shouted. You have been seen talking to your dolls, and they have been seen talking back. These villagers must have great eyesight to, be in the woods behind the house, looking through the windows and then see that the dolls are talking back. They move about your cottage as if they are alive. You cannot deny the truth. It's too late. I mean no harm, Darkwell insisted. I did not come to argue, the constable said, waving his cane in the air. I came to warn you. Warn me. There's talk in the village, Corbin said, lowering his voice. Talk of burning you out. The torches are already lit, Darkwell. Man, that's intense. Do you understand the townspeople's anger? It cannot be controlled. Darkwell stared at the constable, allowing his words to sink in. Get out, Corbin shouted. Leave now, you and your nephew. Back up and get out if you value your lives. The constable spun his cane and stomped from the cottage. The slender door banged in the swirling wind. Darkwell pulled the door closed, feeling the cold air on his face. He shivered, but not from the cold. He shivered in anger that his work would be interrupted. Oh my goodness, he's not going to get out, is he? I'll tell you what. I guess he's committed. He was about to finish his most magical creation yet. He couldn't allow the foolish, ignorant villagers to destroy his masterpiece. Darkwell leaned over the workbench all night, his hands working feverishly, and now he held the doll in front of him. Those fools will be sorry, he told the doll. They have pushed me too far. Once you are finished, we will make them sorry they are alive. Talk about a guy coming to do no evil. The lifeless eyes gazed up at him. The wooden lips turned into a grin. The head lay tilted to one side. Almost complete, my little friend, Darkwell said. But then he uttered a startled gasp as the cottage door swung open. Gotta know that the villagers are watching him now. A figure staggered in, his hair flew wildly about his face. His white shirt was stained, one sleeve nearly ripped off. A trickle of blood ran from his nose. His cheek was cut, dark blood forming a crooked line. Isaac, Darkwell cried, staring in horror as his 12-year-old nephew. Isaac, what have they done to you? Chapter 2. They beat me, Uncle, the boy stammered. Oh man, now he's on a mission, isn't he? Darkwell swept his arms around him and guided him to a wooden chair. He brought a wet cloth from the pot beside the hearth and dabbed at the blood on his nephew's face. Who did this, Isaac? Darkwell demanded. Tell me the whole story. I went to buy the supplies you wanted, the boy began slowly. He smoothed down the sides of his coppery hair with both hands stopped me outside the village door. Who? Darkwell asked gently. Who stopped you? They said you weren't fit to raise me, Isaac said, ignoring the question. It's always interesting how this kind of seems to happen, where certain people have preconceived notions and then they sort of drive a character to do something they didn't want to. Let's see. Where did I leave off? They said they could not leave me with someone so evil. They are going to take me, Uncle. Take me away from you. Darkwell placed a hand on his nephew's trembling shoulder. I won't let them, he murmured to the boy's ear. You do not need to worry. I tried to tell them that you were good. I said you were kind. I said you wouldn't harm anyone. And that's when Isaac's words caught in his throat. That's when they beat you, Darkwell demanded. Isaac nodded. I stuck up for you, and it made them angry. I tried to get away, but some boys grabbed me. They said their fathers were coming for us with torches, coming to burn us out. Interesting. So, Isaac knows what's going down. Darkwell just had that constable tell him the same thing. Don't worry, my boy, Darkwell patted his nephew's head. You do not have any reason to fear. I will make sure of it. He helped Isaac to his feet and led him to his cot against the wall. Lie down, sleep now, sleep, and dream of good things. Oh man, I don't know about you guys, but if someone threatened to burn me out of my house, I would not be just sleeping. Isaac obediently lowered himself down to the cot and curled onto his side. Good night, Uncle. Darkwell watched until his nephew fell asleep. Man, this guy. I wish I could fall asleep that quickly. Then, shaking his head, he strode back to the workbench. He lifted the doll that he'd been crafting and brushed some wood chips off his chest. Your time has come, he said. He reached for the clothing he had sewn for the doll. He pulled the trousers over the legs, then worked the arms into the shirt and the jacket. You will not disappoint me, Darkwell told it. I have completed you just in time. When the villagers destroy me, you will be ready. The doll stared back at him with glassy eyes. Its grin was frozen onto its face. Darkwell propped it up so that its back leaned straight against the wall. He raised its head so that its eyes looked into his. Yes, yes, my heart is pounding, Darkwell declared. I have learned much magic and accomplished many things, but it has all been leading up to you. The sorcerer took a step back from the work table. He cleared his throat loudly. His eyes on the doll, he took a deep breath and shouted these words to the ceiling. Karu Mari Odanya Lomo Manu Garanyo. Hopefully, I didn't just butcher that. Chapter 3. Darkwell's hands trembled as he gazed at the doll. He tucked them under his robe and held his breath. The words he had just spoken rang in his ears. The only sounds in the cottage were the crackling of the fire and the soft breathing of Isaac asleep on the cot. Darkwell stood, frozen in place, waiting for his magic to take hold. I thought he was going to be waiting for the villagers to come through, but I guess they have not arrived on the scene yet. And then it happened. The doll's eyes blinked. They blinked once, twice. The mouth closed slowly with a soft click. Yes, the sorcerer whispered. Yes, a soft click each time. "Speak," the sorcerer commanded. "Can you speak?" The doll raised a wooden hand and touched the side of its face. It blinked a few more times, moving its head up and down. And then a soft, harsh voice rattled from somewhere inside it. "Where am I?" Darkwell cried out. "Yes, yes, you speak." "Where am I?" the doll repeated, and then in the same raspy voice, only stronger this time. "Who are you? Who am I?" The old sorcerer hugged himself as if to hold his excitement. "We have no time for questions," he told the doll. "They are coming to destroy me. But you are here now. You were created to carry out my evil when I am gone." The doll blinked. Its mouth dropped open. "Evil? I'm evil. Tell me, why am I evil?" "You are my revenge," Darkwell replied. "My revenge upon those fools who do not understand how brilliant I am." Oh, this is a good path to go down. "The fools who will destroy me. If they succeed, I'm about to perish." "Perish," the doll repeated. "But my evil will live on through you," Darkwell continued. "I have cast a powerful spell. I have spoken powerful words to bring you to life. Listen to me very carefully. I won't have time to explain this again." The dummy lowered its hands to the workbench and leaned towards the sorcerer. "I am listening." "From now on," Darkwell said, "when the secret words are spoken, you will awaken and perform the evil you were created for." "What does this mean?" the doll demanded. "What should I do?" "You will terrify people," Darkwell replied. "You will scare them to death. You will make people scream in fright and cry, and then you will make them your servants for life." "For life," the doll repeated. "I have given you a cute name," the sorcerer said, "so people will not suspect your true nature. Your name is Slappy, a name fit for a circus clown. But you are no clown. Instead of bringing laughter into the world, you will bring screams of horror." Some people would say there's no difference between that and a regular clown. Slappy tilted back his head and uttered a shrill laugh. "Screams of horror. Father, that sounds like fun." Darkwell started to speak but stopped. He heard voices in the distance. Through the small front window, he saw the flickering of yellow lights against the black night sky. Torchlight. Were the villagers approaching? Darkwell fought back the feeling of panic in his chest. "There's more I need to tell you, Slappy," he said, his eyes on the window. "I must give you a warning." Slappy blinked. "A warning, father?" The sorcerer nodded. "The spell I have cast gives you great mind control powers, but beware of its one weakness." Behind Darkwell, Isaac stirred in his cot. Eyes still closed, he stretched his hands above his head. "Is it morning, Uncle?" he called. Darkwell ignored him. "Here's my warning, Slappy. You must do something evil every day that you are awake. If you are awake for an entire day and fail to terrorize someone, the spell will end and you will sleep forever." "Ha ha ha ha." The doll let out a cold laugh once again. "This sounds like interesting work," he rasped. "I will obey you, father. I will be evil every day that I am awake." "You have no choice," Slappy, Darkwell replied. "If you fail to scare someone every day, you will sleep forever, and there will be no words able to wake you." "Uncle," Isaac sat up on his cot. At the same moment, a sharp thud at the cottage door made the boy cry out. Another sound of an axe chopping at wood. Darkwell grabbed Slappy in both hands and pressed him against the front of his robe. "The villagers," he exclaimed. "They have come for us." So guys,